discuss more on the law of defamation, understand more on it, and understand what are the various parameter, conditions, and defenses can be taken by defendant against the case of law of defamation. So hello guys, I am Karthikeya Hundit in a team of Lexis and company as an intern from their program known as LexClick. The purpose behind this video is for educational purpose, and to get more update on legal issues, please subscribe this channel and like my video if you get understand or if you like my video. So guys, let's discuss on our discussion further on law of defamation and understand what are its basic requirement to be considered a case of defamation. So there is three basic need which has to be fulfilled. First, it should be a statement should be a defamatory in nature. Second, the reference to the claimant, the plaintiff को reference होना चाहिए वो statement. थर्ड, इट पब्लिकेशन, थर्ड पार्टी के पास पब्लिकेशन हुआ, मतलब थर्ड पार्टी को पहुंचाओ। ये नहीं कि तुम दो एक कमरे के बीच में एक दूसरे को बात कर रहे हो और उसके अगेंस्ट में बाहर जाके तुम उस पर कोर्ट पे केस कर दो कि इसने मुझे डिफेमेशन करा था कमरे के अंदर। नहीं, देयर शुड बी अ पब्लिकेशन ऑल्सो। सो देयर इज थ्री कंडीशन: defamatory statement, reference to the claimant, and third is the publication of such a statement. If all these three conditions are fulfilled, such a statement are to be considered as defamation. So defamatory statement क्या होते हैं? Defamatory statement which has a tendency to injure the person's reputations or affects his reputation in the societies. Exposure of person to hatred, contempt, or any effects which cannot have suffered by him if such statements are not published, tend to injure him in his profession or trade, or cause him to be avoided by his neighbor or societies. If these are to be fulfilled, and these such statements can be considered as a defamatory in nature. So there are various cases we can one can understand that they can be considered to be a law of defamations. The test of defamatory statement. Now understand what are the tests and which state, if these tests are fulfilled, such a statement can be a reasonable man test. Reasonable man test means that if such a statement is given, there is a reasonable nexus with the statement to affect his reputation. There should be not such a common statement to be considered as a defamatory in nature. There should be some common ground, or reasonable man can understand such statement is defamatory in nature. So the case of Capital and Country Bank versus Henty in 1887 in London, the defendant has filed the customer a circular. A bank is a defendant. He published any notification to the plaintiff, and in notification said that the bank is not giving him more relief upon his request. So the court held the plaintiff filed alleged that such a statement can be defamatory in nature. So court said that a reasonable person will not understand such word in that state of sense, so such not considered to be a defamatory in nature, shall therefore can be not considered as a defamatory in nature. Second is test is the statement as a whole should be considered. So statement को whole में consider करें, not in bifurcation or in parts. Third is ordinary or natural meaning. So first, one person should understand the ordinary meaning and natural meaning to such person, not a double-sided. The second is can be a double meaning can be also be said, and such double meaning are not to be used as an defamatory in nature. The third is the slang. Use of slang between the friends or slang are not considered as defamatory in nature. So mere abuse is not a defamatory in nature. The court says that a mere abuse is not a defamatory statement because it a heat of argument or something cannot consider to be a form of defamatory in nature. So in court or in court, if any case filed against any person in a form of defamation against him, charge under defamation, what are the various grounds can be or defense can be raised by the defendant. So there are basically 5 defenses are available to a defendant. First is the justification, fair comment, privilege if any, consent, and apology. Justification by truth. If someone says that such a statement in public is a truth, it is not any false statement, such truth cannot be considered as a defamatory, even if such truth cause any reputational damage to the plaintiff. Therefore, under section 499 of IPC, which says that apart from being truth, it must also shown that it must be in public good. So it can be considered as truth, complete defense under civil law, but not in criminal law. So IPC does not consider truth as a complete defense. So one has to be understand that there should be no public good also considered if anyone telling the truth. Now the fair comment. If the plaintiff said something, the plaintiff who said that there is a defamatory word or defamatory statement used by the defendant can say that there is a fair comment, must be of competent, must be and fair comment, matter must be in public interest, must not exceed the limit of fair comment. Fair comment means it is fair in nature, does not publish malice. There is the comment does not have any malice intent from the defendant. Privilege. So there is a privilege defense which says that the absolute privilege given to the parliamentary proceedings. If there are any parliamentary proceeding, there is an absolute privilege. Judicial proceedings, state communications, military and naval proceedings. There is qualified privilege, statement made in the performance of any duty, statement made in protection of common interest. So these are the qualified. If there is something which is against law or against there is establishment of malice intention by the plaintiff against the defendant, such defamatory privilege cannot be qualified. If such person made an defamatory statement is apologize, such defendant can also use an apology as a form of defense. So remedies can be asked by the defendant are the damages or injunction if there any publication of such defamatory in any telecast or broadcast or interview or any other which is defamatory to him. The plaintiff can ask of damages as a relief, compensation and injury. So guys, I hope you understand what is defamation in short and understand what are the various topics covered under law of defamation under law of as it is a branch of this law. Thank you for watching this video and I hope you are all in good health, and please stay safe, stay home and please wear your mask if you going outside. Thank you for watching this video.